Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you're all having a great day today, because today we're making another video talking about the newly announced Steam hardware, the Steam PC console hybrid. That is a PC that has the form factor and simplicity to it of a console, and we're talking about it yet again today because another fanboy is not too happy about the existence of this device, and it is yet another Nintendo fanboy. We just covered Harmon Smith and his little crash out regarding this device, but today we're going to be covering Nintendo God. And you already know with a name like that, you're in for some great takes, man. But today we're just going to cover the little crash out he had on Twitter, because basically the device got announced and Nintendo God made a really tweet about it, and basically everyone in the comment section started flaming Nintendo God, which he decided to go back and forth with people on Twitter, and it was a pretty entertaining situation, so of course we're going to be covering it here today. So it all started off when Wario64 made a tweet talking about the reveal of the Steam machine, and he attached 4 screenshots just going over some information about the device. I already covered that in another video talking about the Steam device, so I'm not going to go over all that. But yeah, he was just announcing the device's existence, which was enough to send this little Nintoddler into a frenzy of rage, I guess, because our friend over here, Nintendo God, made a tweet saying this. So Nintendo God tweets out, "It's obvious that no one outside of Nintendo has any idea how to navigate the gaming market." I mean, already a stupid as fuck take, considering Steam is constantly having new milestones be reached when it comes to concurrent players. They're making more revenue year over year. They're doing better than ever. PlayStation's doing pretty well. PS5 is selling a lot. A lot of people are buying PlayStation games. And well, Xbox, I guess you could say they don't really know what the fuck they're doing, because they're trying to make like everything an Xbox. They're trying to bank everything on cloud. They tried putting everything on Game Pass, and then they're raising the price of it. So I'll agree with that. I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing. But every other company besides Xbox, I think, has a clear vision, and they're doing pretty well. He then tweets, "It is absolutely crystal clear that gamers have chosen the hybrid console as the now and the future. Yet Xbox, PlayStation, Valve / hashtag Steam are still clueless. Easy hashtag Nintendo Switch 2 W."
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
Yes.
So apparently a hybrid console is the future of gaming because of the Switch 2, and everyone else is clueless because they're not making one of those, despite the fact that Steam released the Steam Deck, which can be plugged into a TV and used as a console, and now they're making another sort of form of hybrid console where it's also a PC. Yeah, it's not making much sense, man. You're not really making much sense here, Nintendo God. This post just comes off as something that he made while in the heat of the moment, just mad as fuck that the Steam device exists. Maybe next time before you post something like this, maybe think about what you're posting and how stupid it makes you look. Now, some people actually did point this out in his comment section, because I think a lot of people just reading his tweet there would naturally come to that realization that, yeah, Steam made a hybrid console and they're making another hybrid console. Mr. with a bunch of emojis here said, "Acting like the Steam Deck isn't a hybrid, but saying the Switch is when they're categorized as the same fucking thing is so wild too." Very fair point. I'm pretty sure everybody was thinking it, and this guy was just the one to say it. Now, Mr. Nintendo God did not appreciate this amount of facts and logic being thrown his way, so he left a very angry reply to this reply. Steam Deck, he was so angry while typing this that he didn't even bother to check his spelling, "is not a hybrid. WTF? LMFAO. You PC guys are really mental."
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
Yes.
The Steam Deck is not a hybrid. It's totally not like you can buy a Valve dock for the Steam Deck and plug it into your TV and use it as a console. You know, the very same thing that Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 does. But for some reason, when Valve does it, Nintendo God over here, you know, he just can't handle that. Daniel comes down and ratios him saying, you can dock a Steam Deck to the TV. Valve even sells an official dock. And the original replier, the one that called him out for his ignorance when the Steam Deck exists and does the same thing that the Switch 2 does, he said, "Dude is slow, LMAO. It's in every way a hybrid, the same shit the Switch and Switch 2 are, but Nintendo fanboys will still screech about how it's not. You can see someone else points out Valve sells a hybrid system, it's called the Steam Deck, which he then replies, Steam Deck is not a hybrid system or hybrid console, LMAO TF. Somebody else comes down with some more facts by the name of The Gamer Guy, and he says, you're talking crap. Nintendo consoles sell as well as they do due to their first-party exclusives. If Mario and Pokemon started releasing on PC, PS, and Xbox, then Nintendo console sales would absolutely plummet, which is true. Even a lot of Nintendo fans that I know that always buy every single Nintendo console tell me they don't like the Nintendo console, they think the hardware is shitty, but they buy it for the games. Take it from someone who's bought every single Nintendo console up until the Switch 2. I did not buy the Switch 1 because I liked the hardware or wanted to play third-party games on it. I bought it simply to play Nintendo games, and I knew the hardware was shitty. I simply put up with the shitty hardware because I wanted to play the Nintendo games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Kart, shit like that. But Nintengod actually replies to the Gamer Guy saying the Wii U completely makes your claim here obsolete. So clearly, I'm speaking facts here. Once again, another really bad take from Nintengod, because the thing is with the Wii U is the reason people didn't buy it is not because they didn't think the console was like good or whatever the fuck. They thought it was an accessory for the Wii, so they were like, yeah, I don't really want an accessory for my Wii. The marketing for it was terrible. And this comes from someone who owned a Wii U from basically the year it came out in. I thought the games on it were good, and I was pretty happy with my owning of a Wii U. It's just other people saw it and didn't even know what it was. Now, Scooter comes down and says, Switch is just now getting 60 FPS. Let that sink in. It's 2025, almost 2026, and we're still in 60 FPS era. I mean, I'd like to add that we're still getting games on the Switch 2 that can't even run at a locked 60, but Nintengod replies, tell me you never played Switch 1, without telling me you never played Switch 1. I mean, I played Switch 1, and you were lucky to get 30 FPS, man. Some games like Tears of the Kingdom would drop into the goddamn teens, a number so low Dr. Disrespect would go after it when it comes to frame rate. For a guy who's such a big Nintendo fanboy, you should at least know how well the Switch 1 ran games. I mean, your entire personality is about Nintendo. You're named fucking Nintengod, bro. Now, whether or not you're okay with that performance is besides the fact. Personally, I'm not. But can we at least acknowledge reality here, my guy? Someone else by the name of KFERRC says, totally different market. Nintendo isn't really competing for the same market, which is true. The market that Valve is going after is definitely not the same market that Nintendo is going after. Valve is going after the PC market, and they're trying to break into the home console market like the PlayStation/Xbox market, whereas Nintendo's always been kind of off doing their own thing. And everybody knows this, right? It's why Nintendo releases their consoles at a completely different time than the Xbox and PlayStation. It's why their consoles are usually a lot different than the Xbox and PlayStation, and everybody knows this. Well, everyone except Nintengod, because Nintengod replied with some cope. It's absolutely not a different market. This has been proven for years now, lol, when, you know, the exact opposite has been proven. We're gonna go over one final interaction here, simply because I thought it was funny. JK Rotting says, dumbest shit I've ever heard. The AI user pick checks out. And this really upset Nintengod. He did not, you know, appreciate getting insulted, so he said, try to make a valid counterpoint, or STFU dummy. You can tell he was heated as shit when he made that comment, and it's really funny that Nintengod, of all people, is the one telling other people to bring up valid arguments when this dude has never brought up a valid argument in his life, and he gets super offended over everything and kind of exists for no other purpose than to be a laughingstock of the gaming community. But yeah, man, I don't really have much else to say for today's video. This dude is super tilted over the existence of the new Steam device, and I can only imagine how bad he's going to react when this thing actually launches, which I'll probably make a follow-up video. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, you can leave a dislike and an angry comment. And that's pretty much everything I have to say, man. I'm pretty excited for this device. I'm excited to see the pricing. I'm excited to see more details about it. And yeah, man, I'm out.